I like this.
We're going to make German, no. Okay, so to commemorate the opening of my new store in Daytona Beach, I thought we would make some beachy stuff. So the first thing we're going to make is, what is it? Beaches, Peaches ice cream, but it's not. Last night I changed it, so it's Beaches, Peaches, Cream Ice. I thought today we would work from ices to cream ice into ice cream, just like we do in the class. Okay? And I picked these up. These are fancy, overly expensive peaches. And I don't even think they're from Georgia. You won't believe it. Product of Spain.
Wow. They've traveled more than me.
Unbelievable. To get peaches
Had to
when
get a visa.
the peach capital of the world is right next door, Georgia. Oh well, let's give it a shot. Now I haven't made this before, and it only occurred to me because I saw this at the farm stand, so I figured it looks good. It was pretty, so we'll give that a shot. Cream ice, cream ice. Your formula for every cream ice, every one, is 3-2-1. And this is based on a 24-quart machine.
Write it down, folks.
Yeah, cream ice is 3-2-1. 3 what?
2-1.
3 quarts of water.
2 pounds of sugar.
2 pounds of sugar.
1 quart of mix.
1 quart of mix. Good man. Good man. So we're going to use this. This is a 12-quart machine. It's the same profile as the 24. You couldn't tell looking at it. The difference is the cylinder. The cylinder in a 24-quart will make 1 batch of ice cream, and you'll get 6 gallons out of it, sometimes 7. This one is half that. So the recipe you just got, we cut it in half, okay? So I'm going to ask you for some help here. How much water do we need?
3 quarts.
3 quarts of water.
I'll get that for you.
I got it. 3 quarts of water. You want to do that?
Sure.
3 quarts. Okay, 3 quarts of water, 1 pound of sugar, and how much mix?
1 quart.
1 quart of mix. Okay, 1 quart of mix. 1 quart of, all right, we'll just add it in. What?
So you only need half. You
only need 1.5.
What is it?
1.5 quarts.
1.5 quarts of what?
Water.
Water. 1.5 quarts. How many times do I have to tell you that?
Yeah, I know. Well, you're trusting me with this after my formula I just made? Come on.
Okay, let's get this right. Otherwise, it's really not going to be good.
1.5.
Okay, 1.5 quarts of water, 1 pound of sugar, and 1/2 quart of mix. I cheat a little bit, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, that's the IRS. They don't need to know.
Okay, so here's 1.5 quarts of water, 1 pound of sugar, and how much mix? 1 quart? 1/2 quart. Well, okay. The mix comes in these bladders here, and that's pretty universal. Wherever you get your, it's called ice cream mix, and Steve and I have a problem with that. It's really a blend of cream, sugar, a little vanilla, and skim milk, right?
Yes.
Right. Anyway, but it's pretty well called ice cream mix. If you're, whatever part of the country you're in, and you want to find out where you can get it, just go on Google, put in ice cream mix, comma, your zip code. And that'll get you a bunch of options, at least a good place to start. It can be shipped, it can be frozen. It's pretty good stuff. How much do we need? Half a quart. Here's the first tip, right? Half a quart. Say when. That's it? Okay.
Those of you who are our age and had a waterbed in college in your dorm, it's like these, that's what these bladders are like. So when you drop one, there's a problem.
All right, so now we have our 3 ingredients. That's it, just 3 ingredients to make cream ice. So we'll start with this. And, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, and now this, and then we have our base for cream ice. Now, what you could do at this point, you could go to the shelf and add anything you want, and it'll be great cream ice. You've got the water, the sugar, and the mix in there. So anything goes now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some peaches. I don't know how many, but I think we can give it a shot. Okay.
Too much is never enough.
Correct. We'll start the machine. Get everything mixed up in there. And I'll tell you what, I think...
Oh, good idea.
I think what we'll do is hold back some of the sauce, or the light syrup, as they call it, and see if we need it. It's a nice jar, isn't it? I have a thing for jars and containers, and I don't know that I want to throw that out. All right, so we'll add some of these. My hands have been sterilized, sanitized, and revitalized, so don't worry about it. And we'll add peach, actually, I'll tell you what, let's make it easier.
Yeah, I see a pattern here between the two of us. We say a lot of don't worry about it and
Right.
forget about it.
Right.
So it must be easy to do.
Tell them what I'm doing here, it can't be done all over.
Why is that?
Well, you can't add all these ingredients into other machines.
Oh, no, of course not.
Just thought I'd
They
throw
won't-
you a bone there.
No, they won't. Yeah, any other batch freezers on the market, they have a little tiny opening like this. You have to puree everything before you put it in there. With an Emery Thompson, everything goes into the machine. Nuts, cookies, candies, the works. So you get a much better profile, flavor profile, than just adding pieces of peaches at the end. If you do that, all you've got is sugar, water, and dairy with peaches added to it. By putting them into the machine, for every particle of sugar, water, and dairy, there's a particle of peach right next to it. So it'll be a much more intense flavor. And when Jeff was saying that you can do any flavor you want, Ralph's Italian Ice is up in Staten Island and throughout New York is a friend of ours, and he started doing what he calls ice cream ices. Basically, nobody ever thought of the idea that you could make a mint chip Italian ice or a chocolate chip cookie Italian ice. He said it costs less, it's more refreshing in the summertime, so let's just take a bag of chocolate chip cookies and dump them in with the sugar and water, and you have an incredibly refreshing chocolate chip ice cream that isn't ice cream. It's just sugar and water. So it's a lot of things that you can come up with on your own. Need some of the
Peaches,
liquid?
well, I have a discussion. Peaches are subtle. I tried for 10 years to make a great peach ice cream and never succeeded because every time I tasted it, it was too subtle for me. I like pow, sockum flavors. So last night I thought about that and I said, well, what are you going to do if it's not peachy enough? So I looked up peaches and then I found that peach melba. Have you heard of peach melba? I know you have, right?
She was an actress in the 40s.
Peach melba, it's a famous old dessert. named after anyway. It doesn't
Melba.
matter. It doesn't matter. So peach Melba is peaches and raspberry. So I thought, well, if it's not quite peachy enough, we'll add some raspberry. And now that they're chopped up in there, actually, let me see. Where's the peach juice that was?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's pretty good. We'll start with a little of that. If you were doing this in your store or in your house or whatever, you'd be writing down everything you're adding so that you can replicate it in the future. I just don't care. So we'll try some of this. We'll make it peach Melba. This is Tyranny raspberry. We'll just add a little. See what happens. Gives it a nice color too.
So again, at home, you would write down that you just put in you put in 4 ounces of the Tyranny syrup, so that's part of your formula. And then if Jeff decides it needs more, a couple more ounces.
We're good.
6 ounces.
We're good. So now we'll turn it on and we'll start it going. Any questions? So if you're making something, don't be married to the formula. See, if you don't like it, change it in midstream. Before you put on that refrigeration, give it another shot. And make it into something you like or something that you think will sell. Any questions? Yes, sir.
How chopped up will the peaches get?
What?
How chopped up will the peaches get in there?
Well, think about it. Those blades, these blades here are, 2 of them are spinning at 234 revolutions per minute, and they're sharp. So they're going to make it into a pretty fine pulp, if not invisible. Now you can, if you want more stuff, more texture in your ice cream, halfway through, add some more, and it won't pulp it up as much. You'll have pieces. Like when we did cookies, in the machine, you put them in the front, and then halfway through you can add some more cookies. Yes, sir.
So when you're putting the fruit in there, you don't have to blend it up before you put it in there? You just
No, sir.
Okay.
Now, hold on. Let me say this. Depends what you're looking for. Later on, we're going to make something that, yes, we will put in the blender, make powder out of it, and then put it in the machine.
Oh, okay.
So it depends what you're looking for. What part of the country you live in?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. So some of the flavors, you're from Atlanta too, right? Oh.
What a coincidence.
Right, what a coincidence. So it'll depend on what you want coming out. For instance, let's say are you going to open up ice cream, ices, or cream ice?
All three.
Okay, that won't happen. But let's say ice cream.
Well,
Let's say ice cream. And let's say you want to make Oreo cookie ice cream. Always a big favorite with kids, wherever you are. So do you want your Oreo cookie ice cream to be smooth like vanilla ice cream? Or do you want it to be chunky and crunchy with Oreos running through it? Depends what you want. I personally don't really care about texture. I care about flavor. So I don't really care about that. But if you do, and I'm probably wrong, it would be the first time, but I'm probably wrong. If you do want texture, then add them in as the batch grows. Like if I added them in now, more peaches, it would have less chance to dissolve and break up. So you'd get more pieces of peaches. Which if I had more peaches, I would do.
there's a great ice cream up in Atlanta that you can get in the supermarket called High Road Craft Ice Cream. And they use our machinery. And the difference is High Road Craft Ice Cream is making it the way Jeff just described, where they're taking half of the Oreo cookies and putting it into the machine, That's what I call my flavor, because for every particle of dairy, there's now a particle of cookie next to it. It grinds them all up, and it turns it a nice chocolatey brown color for the ice cream. And then there's the identity. You look at the ice cream and say, what is it? And you don't see any chunks, so it doesn't have as much appeal. So as the ice cream's coming out, we take each cookie and break it into about 3 pieces and shake it in as it comes out. Flavor in the machine, identity as it's coming out. Here's one of my favorite ice creams that Bluebell that my grandfather put into business in 1910. They no longer use our machines because they're so big and worldwide that they just couldn't keep up with the volume. This is a vanilla, but if they make, when they make, they call it cookies and cream, we call it Oreo cookie. They are running only vanilla at 1,000 gallons an hour through a narrow tube, and then they're injecting pieces of cookies into it as it comes out. So it's a white ice cream for the most part with pieces of Oreo cookie. It tastes good. It's a good ice cream. It's not as good as High Road Craft out of Atlanta, where you're from, or your own, because it doesn't have the flavor in the machine. It only has the identity. Yes, you'll bite into the Bluebell and you'll taste Oreo cookie, but the whole experience with your ice cream is going to be Oreo cookie. It's a world of difference, and we're the only machines that can do this. There's not another machine on the market where you can just take a bag of Oreo cookies and dump it in like this to get that flavor. So it is truly homemade ice cream the way my grandfather was making 117 years ago. So that's what you're going to make. Meanwhile, I keep this Bluebell homemade vanilla for myself because I love it. It's got bad chemicals in it. It's got oh, you can't read it all. Yeah, no artificial there.
There's an inch of ingredient.
High fructose corn syrup. No, not for me. No. But
You're still going to have some, though.
you got to have a little decadence in your life. So it's going back in the freezer. Well, no one will know it's there.
We do have some peach things in here. So far, we're in a pink roll.
Excellent.
Pink.
Yeah, I should have worn my pink shirt today.
That's all right. Any other questions? Do you get the fact that yours will be yours and mine is mine and his is his? Do you get that? Because New Orleans, Atlanta, Tennessee, Idaho, all different. And people have different expectations of their ice cream.
And when you get into the Italian ice business, you're going to tell everybody the same lie that my 38,000 customers around the world tell, and that is, oh no, you can't make this. These recipes came from my great-great-grandfather from Genoa, Italy. You know, well, no, they came from Jeff Markow and Steve Thompson, and I haven't been to Genoa, and I don't know that they let him in. So it is a great lie, though, that people always say. Secret recipe, handed down through the family, and we teach thousands of people a year how to make ices and ice cream, and every one of them will have a slightly different, taste and a different flavor profile. Jeff's is C'est La Vie, and if you watch quick enough and figure it out, you can see what he's using or buy his book that has the formulas in it. Mine is strictly mathematical, where I'm measuring everything, and I know that I need X, Y, and Z to get to the finished product.
Except for that extra pound of sugar this morning.
And that's where we then make adjustments and write it down. So you're going to do a blend of both. It's scientific,
art and science.
it's scientific, and very unscientific.
Okay,
and the
here we
result
go.
is something that's delicious. Oh, look at that. I'll start serving that. Thank you.
A lot of peach bits in there. But peaches are subtle. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could buy a jar of peach flavoring from one of those companies. They all make them. They make all the different flavors. I don't prefer to do that, but you could.
Jeff, I know I'm off camera, but there are executive chefs who will talk all day long and say that if you want to do anything with any of the melons, honeydew, cantaloupe, watermelon, they're all delicious when you eat them. But if you just squeeze a honeydew or a watermelon, there's no flavor there. It's just liquid. And so they do add an extract to it to bolster the flavor.
Correct. Now, I did make cantaloupe ice cream last year, and I thought it was pretty good, but subtle.
Yeah, it's not going to wow you.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You must have been watching us on TV.
Thanks. I'll get this, Steve. Go ahead.
Well, I think it's ready to
Well, I think we need more than that.
pass them around. I'll keep making more while you pass these. How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
We don't want to keep more.
Right, when I had the column, yeah.
7, 8,
I got an idea for that,
12, 13, 14, 16.
because that'll drive me nuts all day.
Jeff, you're talking to yourself again.
What?
You're talking.
4 more.
I know it's a private conversation, but you're talking to yourself again. Yeah, butt out. It's a private conversation.
What is this called?
Delicious.
It is peach melba.
Peach melba.
Peach melba.
One more.
She was a stripper in the 1900s.
I was going to say, I thought you dated a girl named Delicious. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
delicious galore. Mom didn't like her.
Peaches galore.
All right, I'm going to try it.
And by the way, this is an ice cream. It's cream ice, which we discovered yesterday Monday is unbelievable.
Oh, you'd
Cream
never
ice.
know that wasn't ice cream.
I know.
That is good.
This is good, yeah. It's
You-
not strong, perfect.
You'd never know it's not ice cream.
That little bit of syrup is perfect. It's not overwhelming. So what size jar of pizza you had?
How many?
What size?
You know, we looked this morning. We thought it would be it's by weight. That was a 6-pound jar of peaches.
And also, I seen that in some of y'all preview videos, where y'all cut back a little on the water, and when y'all add the syrup on the peach
Yeah,
to give it a little more of a flavor
right.
from it. And so that would give it a little.
You know, had I planned this a little better, right now Georgia peaches are to die for. I mean, down your face, the juice and everything. Had I pre-planned this a little better, I would have stopped at a roadside place near my house and gotten a whole basket of Georgia peaches, and then had you guys peel them while I'm doing something else.
I thought about that on the ride here,
Yeah,
but I didn't want to delay.
right.
There is another way to look at selling this product, and that is peaches are only in season for a very short amount of time. Now, I'm from New York, so we think that the best peaches in the world are not from Georgia, they're from Jersey, down by the South Shore. And you can drive down a back road in New Jersey, and I tell my staff, there is no such state as New Jersey, just so you know. It's Jersey, not New Jersey, Jersey. Anyway, the peaches are fantastic. So one way to sell this is those peaches are ready in mid-August, coming up towards Labor Day. So you put fresh peach ice cream on the menu while peaches are in season, and when peaches are out of season, you take it off the menu. And people will scream. They'll say, "Where's the peach ice cream?" Hey, sorry, peaches are out of season. Come back next year. And they'll grumble, and they'll be lined up next year. Tom Carvel taught me that one. Tom Carvel was a series of soft ice cream parlors, and he had banana ice cream for the month of July every year, and that's the only time. Banana soft serve ice cream, it was to die for. And but the end of July, July 30th, September, July 31st, that was taken off the market. September, April, June. Yes, I did. I have to count my fingers. But he would take it off at the end of July. And you had to wait until come back next year. And we waited. And we were, July 1st, we were online for Carvel's banana soft ice cream. So that's another way to look at it, too. Something like strawberry, something like blueberry, you have to have year-round, which if you're making it just in my way, that means you're going to have to use blueberries either that you froze in June or you're going to be getting them from Argentina and they're going to taste like cardboard. But you have to have blueberry ice cream if you're going to serve it pretty much year-round. But peaches are a perfect flavor to make it just seasonal, short season, and then get rid of it. You'll leave them wanting for more, and they'll come back.
Just as a point of note, the best peaches aren't even Georgia. Colorado, once a year, you get Palisades peaches. And if you have a minute, look it up. You know about that? Yeah. Right, only for like a month or something, and you can't even, people scoop them up. But in Colorado, Palisades peaches, very famous.